You know when you realise you have a video, but you can't think of anything to talk about? Well, that's one of those days. I have a lot of those. Roll the intro, let's see if I can think of something.
Oh, the Nerd Fighters!
So you're back. Good. Now, I've thought of something to talk about. So the year is 1605. The date is November 5th. Our setting, London. It is a time of cultural enlightenment, or so they like to think. King James has topped the throne, put there by God in his infinite wisdom. And he hates the Catholics. So much so, he orders all the priests to leave England. So a plot is hatched. A group of conspirators come together to decide on a plan of action in order to kill King James. How will they do it? Stabbing? Poisoning? Paying a courtesan to woo him, get into his bed and then throttle him in his sleep? No. They decide to do it in the most ostentatious way possible and blow him up. Not just him, but the entire Houses of Parliament. As so to kill any politicians in there at the time with him. See, there's a problem. All this gunpowder, they leave but one man to guard it. Guy Fawkes, the explosion expert, who was supposed to set the thing off. Unfortunately, he was found and arrested and sent to the Tower of London, where he was mercilessly tortured, using any means necessary in order to find his co-conspirators. And he cracked. So he revealed the names of his conspirators and they were hunted down and either shot trying to flee or they were hung, drawn and quartered after pretty short trials. So our beloved King James survives and he proclaims to the nation it should be a day of celebration because he survives. So we erect bonfires, and on top of those bonfires we place a figure, an effigy if you will, representing the Pope of the Catholic Church. Or some people burn an effigy of Guy Fawkes. But the funny thing is, Guy Fawkes was not really that relevant in terms of the plot. He didn't really come up with much of the plot himself. He was just supposed to set the bloody gunpowder off, but because he's the one that was found and tortured, he's the one we remember and burn. Now the great thing is about that story that there are so many conspiracy theories about the gunpowder plot. Some think it was a government plot to convince James and an attempt on his life, so he will realise what a threat Catholics are. But one thing I, David, do know is that there will be fires lit across my city, across the country, and it's going to cause a hell of a lot of damage. You get an open expanse of grass. Normally there's a large circle of dead, burnt grass there, and debris, which the local councils then have to clear up using taxpayers' money, and then reseed the soil eventually. So despite it being known as Bonfire Night, a lot of people know it for the firework displays that go on around the country, and less about the bonfires themselves because they've become a wasteful practice. One of my friends is having a family gathering and I've been invited along to see a firework display and eat their food. So I'd be stupid to say no because I'm off work. So, to get one thing home from this video, is that I shouldn't be allowed to teach you anything. Or, you shouldn't blow up the monarchy, particularly with 36 barrels of gunpowder. Just send them an angry tweet instead. The Queen is now on Twitter, strangely enough. Although a lot of people in England, Scotland and Wales tend to think the monarchy are an outdated institution, and the fact most of them are descended from Germans and the whole divine right of kings is really not something that should exist in a modern day society because the population is largely agnostic or atheist. But I'm not here to judge that. Been a pleasure, NFI. I'll see you around.
So you've just made it through Dave's whole video. Well done. You win the internet.
A strange air is to throw a banana out of the window again. I don't need bananas.